Ariane Voss had always believed her life would be ordinary. Not painfully ordinary, just the kind of quiet, predictable life one expected from a small-town mail courier on the edge of the Visari Empire. She liked the routine. She liked knowing exactly which houses needed packages, which grumpy elders preferred early deliveries, and which children begged for stories from Miss Ariane the mail lady. The empire was massive, stretching across bioluminescent forests, floating cities, and subterranean colonies. But Ariane's route was simple, a rural circuit along the base of the Red Spire Mountains, where the last of the Empire's ancient dragons still lived. They were reclusive, proud, and according to imperial law definitely not anyone's business. Ariane intended to keep it that way. On an icy blue morning, she was sorting through crates of mail when the postmaster approached her with a sealed obsidian case. It hummed faintly in her hands, warm as a heartbeat. "Priority delivery," he said. "Destination marked. No stops, no delays. Empire-level clearance." Ariane blinked. "I deliver birthday cards and tax forms." "Why give this to me?" "Because," the postmaster said with a sigh, "you're the only courier who hasn't called in sick today." Something about strange storms near the mountains? She nearly said no. But duty was duty, and mail was mail even if it vibrated like a trapped spirit. She loaded her hoverbike, secured the obsidian case, and set off toward the Red Spire cliffs. The sky shifted as she rode. Clouds spiraled unnaturally, like cosmic fingerprints pressed into the atmosphere. Metallic dust glittered in the air, clinging to her gloves. Her bike wobbled as magnetic currents rippled under the ground. "Probably just another weird weather front," she muttered. The mountains did that sometimes, but when she reached the first ridge, everything changed. A shadow passed overhead vast, rippling, scaled. Ariane froze, head tilted back, breath trapped in her chest. A dragon and imperial redwing circled above her, its wings beating storms into existence. Dragons did not mingle with humans. They did not acknowledge them. They definitely did not descend, yet this one did. It landed before her with the force of a falling star. Gravel skittered. Heat radiated from its molten gold eyes. Ariane gripped the bike handles with trembling fingers. "I'm just delivering mail," she whispered, hoping the creature understood nothing. The dragon lowered its head. And then, impossibly, it kneeled. Ariane's heart stopped. No," she said weakly. "Please don't." Another shadow appeared. Then another, dozens, dragons of every scale, size, and ancient lineage descended upon the mountain pass, surrounding her like living monuments. Their movements were synchronized, elegant, reverent. They all kneeled. Are you confused?" she said to no one and everyone at once. "I promise I am not important." But the obsidian case pulsed against her hip. Ariane swallowed hard, crouching to open it. The lid slid back soundlessly, revealing a sphere of shimmering violet glass. Etched across its surface were runes far older than the Visari Empire, older than humans themselves. Ariane had no idea what it was. But the dragons knew. A rumble rolled through the mountains, and one dragon, a silver-scaled matriarch, stepped forward. A telepathic whisper crawled into Ariane's mind. "Bearer." Ariane nearly fainted. Telepathy? She hadn't signed up for telepathy. The Heartstone has awakened. After centuries concealed by your empire, it chooses its warden. You. Warden? Ariane squeaked. "I'm a courier." "The world does not choose titles. The Heartstone does." The sphere rose from the case, floating eye level, spinning slowly as if examining her. Warmth spread through her chest, familiar, comforting, like remembering a dream she'd forgotten she had. Images flashed in her mind. A cosmic gate sealed eons ago. Dragons soaring across a star-scorched battlefield. A figure holding the Heartstone aloft as universes trembled. The warden, the guardian who balanced power between dragons and mortals, but that guardian had vanished millennia ago. Now the Heartstone had chosen again. No, Ariane said, backing away. I literally had to remind myself not to forget peanut butter on my grocery list last night. I am not warden material. But the Heartstone nudged her gently, like a cat asking to be picked up. The dragons lowered their heads further. Bowing until their horns touched the ground. I am going to pass out. She thought. A violent quake shook the mountains. The sky splintered. A fissure of blinding white opened like a wound across reality. Ariane gasped as the air crackled with cosmic energy. Identical to what she'd seen in her vision, the gate, the one that was never supposed to reopen, dragons roared in unison. A thunderous, desperate command. Warden seal it. Ariane staggered forward, the heartstone hovering before her. She could feel it guiding her movements, stabilizing her breath, sharpening her thoughts. It wasn't choosing her because she was powerful. It was choosing her because she was steady, reliable, someone who delivered what needed delivering. Even across the universe, she raised the heartstone. Energy surged through her veins. The gate clawed wider, its edges screaming with starlight. Ariane planted her feet, heart pounding, and pushed, willing it closed. Imagining the gate as a giant letter slot she just needed to shut firmly and responsibly, the heartstone flared. The mountains glowed violet. Raw cosmic force spiraled outward, rippling through every dragon as they lent her their strength with a sound like collapsing galaxies. The gate sealed shut. Silence. Then the dragons rose not to attack, but to encircle her in a ceremonial ring. The silver matriarch bowed again. Mine voice softer now, Warden Ariane Voss, protector of realms. Courier of balance. Rinne dropped onto the nearest rock, panting. I still need to finish my route. The dragons blinked. I mean it, she said, rubbing her temples. People are expecting parcels. Do wardens get time off? The matriarch's eyes glimmered with what might have been amusement. We will accompany you. Accompany? But it was too late. The dragons spread their wings and aligned behind her like an imperial procession. Ariane climbed onto her hoverbike, heartstone floating politely above her shoulder. As she rode down the mountain trail, the ground trembled with the synchronized steps of dragons following respectfully behind. Villagers gasped. Farmers fell to their knees. Children screamed, in delight or terror. Ariane couldn't tell. She sighed. Great, now I'm going to be late and dramatic. But somewhere deep inside, beneath the fear and confusion and cosmic destiny, Ariane felt something else call on purpose. She wasn't just delivering mail anymore. She was delivering peace between worlds, between eras, between everything that had ever been and everything that might become, and every dragon in the empire would kneel as she passed.